Happy Monday, everybody. We got breaking news coming out of Universal Studios Hollywood themselves. This is not speculation. Nobody's making nothing up. This is directly from the source. It was a media email that has been put out, and here we got the information. So on this media email, it gave us a date that nobody was expecting. Nobody expected any of this. Universal Studios Hollywood invites guests and fans of the Fast and Furious franchise to experience Fast and Furious Supercharged one last time before the world-famous studio tour attraction closes on March 10, 2025. March 10? What? Currently, right now, it is February 24th. March 10th is pretty much what? 2 Mondays from now. So kind of like 2 weeks. That's it. It's gone. Supercharged is gone. It's gone. For all the hundreds and thousands of conversations that have been had of, well, if Supercharged got demoed and expanded in a Falls Lake and blah, 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 or hey, Supercharged got rethemed to Back to the Future, Twister, and all these other 100 different IPs that could come to that location. Well, we got from the source, it's closing! Na, 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 hey, goodbye. I see a lot on Twitter today. The fans won. Everybody keeps saying, we won. Everyone keeps saying that on Twitter. So March 10th, that is a Monday. That is a Monday, everybody. It will be the last day to do Fast and Furious Supercharged. A thrilling new experience will arrive at Universal Studios Hollywood when Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift launches as the destination's first ever high-speed outdoor roller coaster in 2026. Fast and Furious Supercharged, inspired by the popular Fast and Furious franchise, launched in 2015 as the grand finale to the studio tour and has entertained millions of guests, taking them on an exhilarating virtual high-speed 3D chase to save one of their own from an international crime cartel. The closure, this is the most important part right here. The closure of this attraction will pave the way for an exciting all-new studio tour attraction to be announced soon. Wow. Incredible. Is anybody sad that Supercharged is closing? Like, there has to be fans. Like, I find it hard to believe there's not fans of Supercharged. There's always fans, but for me, I didn't appreciate Supercharged until I saw there's a whole documentary of behind the scenes and how they made Supercharged and new technology that they use, very advanced stuff. And the fact that they brought the cast to do this attraction, there's a lot of really cool, very strong effort and good heart intentions that went behind Supercharged. It's just the way it came out and the way that it just aged, it didn't hit its mark. It's very obvious. Universal themselves, some of their top people have admitted the disdain for Supercharged. I feel like it worked a lot better on the studio tour than that attraction they put over there in Orlando. But us getting this closure finally, a confirmation, this is just incredible news. we've been covering all the things happening with Hollywood Drift, all that construction, and at the same time, we got a big project that's happening on the escalator hill, and we have all the closures that have just been coming out of nowhere with City Walk. And we just saw iFly get demolished, and who knows what that's going to be. That kind of leads towards Falls Lake. I'm just in awe of everything that's happening. Universal Studios Hollywood is truly going super sane. So at this point in time, the big thing that's happening is Fast and Furious Hollywood. I think I put a picture. I think I got a video. Yeah, right here. We got Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is the big one. And now we got confirmation. That a brand new attraction is coming to the studio tour. I wonder what the time frame for that attraction of the studio tour is going to be. Is it going to be something like Nope? Where we get like sets and stuff and then we drive through it and, you get like a cool story moment? Or are we talking about where you go into a show building, Or I'm kind of leaning towards like, is this something like Jaws, King Kong, Supercharged, Earthquake? Like, is it one of those? The higher end of an attraction on the studio tour? I kind of want to lean towards it is. The studio tour is very notorious for having like a big bang finale. So for the studio tour to lose its finale, I could only imagine the creative of Universal's trying to do something big. I don't think this is because the Nope is not a finale to a studio tour. Like, you next, Nope. But then where does the finale go? Does it? That's the questions that we're gonna lead into next. We're gonna lean into that next. Let me go to. We got a super chat from Endless Abyss, dropping 5. Thank you, Endless Abyss. Mondo, how about Universal monsters placed in the Court of Miracles during evening studio tours? It's unlikely, but fun to think about, right? Bring them! Bring them all! The werewolf, Dracula, Frankie, the bride, like bring them all down there. I would love kind of how we get what's his name? Norman? Or Bates? When we go to the Bates Motel, we get him trying to stab us on the studio tour. We need like Frankie chasing us down or something. I think it's a great idea. I love when characters come to life on the studio tour. It just adds so much to it. You know what I mean? But I agree, Endless Abyss. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting the fire. Giant Peter says the studio tour has lost its finale for the longest time when they had no supercharge. The finale was War of the Worlds and empty Falls Lake. Yeah, I think we might be going into one of these things. Let's get into the conversation, though. Did I post it on my Twitter? I think I posted it on my Twitter. All right. So we're going to have a big building. Supercharged is honestly ginormous. This thing is ginormous. It's huge. And my first reaction, I'm going to walk everybody through my thought process. And, my opinions are going to change and things are going to change over time. My thought process was this has to be Universal's going to expand. It has to. Why wouldn't they expand? If you're closing this thing, you got Falls Lake right around the corner. Nope section. There's a lot of real estate. A lot of real estate that could just open up. Not that long ago, we talked about how, like, say Simpsons does leave, even that opens up that area of the upper lot going into the studio tour area, all that queue, studio tour maintenance area, more space. All of a sudden, we got supercharged and Falls Lake space. Like, there could be just like massive space opening for expansion. Not retheme, expansion. My favorite word when it comes down to theme parks, expansion. Expansion. Oh, I love the word expansion. It's my favorite word when it comes down to theme park. It is my favorite word. My favorite word. But before I get into this post, I want to mention this because this is where the real conversation started. Shout out to Universal Apex. We're getting much closer to Falls Lake becoming theme park space. We sure are. It's getting so wild. It's getting so wild. It's getting so good. Oh my gosh. We got Sandra dropping a super chat. Let's go. I got excited for a minute with the title of your video. I was thinking Universal was going to bring Dragon Ball Z to the park. Now, the reason for the title, Universal's going Super Saiyan, I'm just like a figure of speech that Universal, they're just leveling up this like insane amount. Epic Universe, Horrors Unleashed, the Universal Kids Resort in Texas, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, that's currently going. All that talk about Great Britain and a whole brand new theme park out there. They're probably going to do more of these Horrors Unleashed somewhere. Oh my gosh. Wicked Attraction is in development. Like, it's just, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Hotel, there's been all that conversation and speculation of Universal Studios Hollywood getting hotels on property. Universal owned hotels on property. And I always said, if hotels come, it's an absolute, you best believe, billions. Universal's about to drop billions in Hollywood. Like, they're not dropping little money. Dude, to have people stay at your resort 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Oh my Lanta. All right. So my thought process, this is getting demoed. That was my first thought process. As the conversations go on, people are like, no, dude, it's going to be rethemed. And then the conversation goes, well, do they retheme it? We've had this conversation on live streams before. Maybe Twister, because Twister did pretty well in the box office, and Twister is something we've fell in love with that franchise being used at our theme park before. Could they bring Twister to Universal in here? Could they do a Wicked experience in there? Can they do Back to the Future experience in there? But if you go bigger, the conversation goes bigger. Could it be that Universal might try to drop, this one we've heard 1,000 times. I've talked about it probably 1,000 times. Maybe Universal finally brings the expansions of Harry Potter. Harry Potter finally expands. Could be a possibility. Maybe Supercharged gets rethemed to Hogwarts Express. You know what I mean? Could be a possibility. The other possibility, and I think it was Hector I was talking to a little bit ago before I went live. He was like, nah, bro. It's going to be this. Emerald City coming to Universal Studios Hollywood. What? Who the heck thought we were going to be talking about trains today? We talking about trains? So maybe Supercharged could be rethemed to to the Emerald City train. You know what I mean? This is all speculation, everybody. This is, all this news just happened. Like, this is my reactions to it. Like I said, my opinions and reaction, they're going to change over time, but we're just here to have fun. And this is the early conversation. Universal already confirmed just last week with that New York Times article that Wicked attractions are in development. They didn't say where or what kind. Is it a land? We have no idea, but they're in development. And the best part about it is the current Universal ain't playing no games. When things are in development, they're going full force. All the craziness that I've been hearing out of Epic Universe, it's just going to be absolutely stunning, mind-blowing, and just gorgeous to see that theme park come to life. And the experience that you're going to get like in a full day at Epic Universe is going to be unmatched. That's a park with new technology, current money, current visions. Like, Epic Universe is going to be something like we've never seen before. And we've heard the conversation so many times that I feel like this notive has been in the air for a little while, that once Universal is done with Epic Universe, the next big project and the next big money move will be Hollywood. And I feel like that's been in the rumblings for a while now. Now that we're getting Supercharge closing, and we know, like, I haven't heard anything, but this is just my opinion. I think as soon as Fast and Furious kind of starts seeing the finish line and that project will be done, they're ready to go on to another project. Possibly even 2 projects for all we know. 2 big projects. Not little projects, big projects. And we're already kind of seeing that in the current, right now. Universal here in Hollywood, all the City Walk stuff, supposedly new securities, hotel talk, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, now the Supercharged project, some new attraction coming to Studio Tour somewhere, and the thing that's not really being talked about, one of the coolest things that came out of nowhere, Fan Fest! Let's go! Dude, Fan Fest. It's not being talked about enough. Oh, my Lanta. So, this is just early speculation. Maybe Emerald City, Shiz University, could that be an expansion that comes to Hollywood? Or do they just go super hardcore and they go with the true longevity Harry Potter? There's been some talks I saw on Twitter already that say they did take over Fast and Furious, Supercharged, Falls Lake, all this like surrounding area, that there's enough room to bring Diagon Alley, and there's also room to bring Ministry of Magic with the space that can be enveloped. Dude, wild. And we haven't even talked about, we're talking about all these expansions and whatever. The one that I'm still like, this is the one we need. This is the expansion that we need is, let me bring up my tweet. I put it like a day ago right here. Gosh, we haven't even mentioned this, but we have to bring it up. This is the expansion. This is the expansion that is needed first. I know there's probably a lot of cool stuff Universal wants to do, but this one in particular, this one, Dark Universe. We need Dark Universe in Hollywood. We need, and I put it right here in this tweet. The monsters were born here. Here. Not in Orlando, in Hollywood. That's what we really need. I'm not complaining about Wicked coming, Harry Potter coming, but we need this. This has to come. It's like I'm gonna cry every year we don't have this. Everybody out there in Orlando having fun with Universal Monsters, and we over here in Hollywood just watching. Somebody was like, but they can't call it Dark Universe over here. I'm like, they could call it Darker Universe. Dude. We eating good, man. Us Universal Studios, Hollywood fans, pass holders, we are eating so good, baby. I can't be happier than to be a fan of Universal Studios Hollywood. I love you. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good, man. I can't believe what's happening. I just can't. I can't believe this. So to kind of finish out the whole conversation, what is the fate of the studio tour? What is the fate of the studio tour? We keep seeing. We saw a lot of movement happen on this escalator hill. It was all full of trees, and those trees are gone. And we kind of saw this project was just frozen for whatever reason. It just no movement. But we now seeing machinery. We're seeing pathways be made. And for the longest, I feel like as long as I've been a Universal fan, the studio tour is going to move to the lower lot. It's going to move to the lower lot. With Supercharged closing, could this be the push and the move to move the studio tour to the lower lot? So, or getting on the studio tour is on the lower lot. Is that where things are going? All right, I want to ask everybody in the chat. I want to hear from you. Let's have a conversation. What are your thoughts on all this crazy stuff that I've been talking about? What do you guys think? Am I crazy? Am I onto something? What do you guys think? I want to hear from the chat. I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear from you. I'm just, thank you, Universal. Just thank you. Thank you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. We got Caravans. As much as I would prefer Twisters over Wicked, I cannot see Universal having Earthquake and Twisters Hurricane. The ending needs to blow you away. We need Defy Gravity on the tram. I've heard that kind of how they did the Nope, that maybe we get a Wicked section just like that where props from the movie get moved to the studio tour. So we get the physical props of, I don't know, Emerald City or Shiz University. I don't know. But that's what I've heard, that Wicked could be maybe their sets can come to the studio tour and be a drive-through. So we're driving through real sets used in the movie. I don't think that's the finale. I don't consider that a finale at all, but that's just what I've heard. And that's a possibility. Nope. That movie led the way for those kind of experiences in the current era, because that Nope is literally what things were filmed in. These were on the movie. How cool is that? Disney who? Hell yeah, we need Dark Universe here in Hollywood. Disney Diva Gem. I would be cool with Wicked on the tram and Harry Potter expanding. Get both, right? I love it. I remember my first time ever going to Universal for a middle school trip. They had the Scare House attraction right in the middle of the upper lot. I was too scared back then, but it doesn't exist. Yeah, that one's gone now. People loved it, and they used it for Horror Nights too, if I'm not mistaken. Don't forget Jurassic Park expansion where Tokyo Drift was. Let's go. Yeah, if the studio tour could ever go back in there, I don't know. I have to say, I don't know. We got Chemo Dog. Thank you for the super chat. Like I said before, it'll be boring if they clone Darkmoor. So it'll be cool if they do another part of the mythos in Hollywood, like Paris or Transylvania. Dude, I am all for, or if we get Dark Universe, it's just completely different. Completely different. Because the one that's kind of taking the center stage over there in Dark Universe is Dracula. It's really Dracula. I think over here it would have to be Frankenstein. Like Frankenstein is the lead. Yeah, I'm all for it. I always love when it's not clones. I don't mind clone of a ride, but if a whole land is cloned, it's like, you know, like when I go to Walt Disney World, I could care less to go into Galaxy's Edge. Like there is nothing at Galaxy's Edge that I want to do. Nothing. Because we have Galaxy's Edge here in Disneyland. You know, we're spoiled. We live in Disneyland or SoCal. But yeah, I agree, man. I would love for it to be different. A whole different land. Tram will move to the lower lot or somewhere else one day, not soon, but one day. The studio tour could never leave. Relocate, yes. I'm not saying the studio tour is leaving. I love the studio tour. I never want it to leave. Looks like we're heading down to the lower lot for studio tour. We got Universal Coasters. What's up? I think the new attraction for the tour is already in construction. Summer event could be a lot cooler than we think. What? What? Oh my Lanta. Oh my God. If you saying that, it has to be Jurassic. Wow. Oh, this dude, I can't. I'm trying so hard not to cuss right now. I'm sorry. Like Five Fires. Where is this thing? So, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? So, you're saying Universal Coasters is saying it's already being built. The only thing I could think of that was already being built was right here, right?
You'll see them on your left. We're going to start off with a 1930 Forest. In a few moments, you're going to see three cars used in the original Jurassic Park trilogy. Dinosaurs are in Universal, and they've been a part of our tour for 3 decades. And I'm excited to tell you that the new era of the franchise begins July 2nd, 2025 with Jurassic World Tour. Here's Chris to tell you more.
So for many years, this part of the studio tour was the greens department, where we keep real plants and trees that can be used as set dressings for TV shows and movies. Nowadays, it's where you can see many of the set pieces used in the Jurassic and trees. Just like the dinosaurs around. At least
if this new experience is something that would be coming soon, it has to be this. Like, there's no way that they just start building something new to have that fast for the studio tour. You know, there was an update video. I can't find it right now. It'd be hard for me to find. But we showed in the Dino Paddock, the Gasolina car area, they were doing stuff in there. It looked like more than just moving, cleaning. It looked like they were constructing in there. It looked like something was happening in there. Do you guys remember that? Anybody remember that video, that update video I did? Gosh, when was this even filmed? I don't even know anymore. 10 months ago. April 19th. So some update video I did possibly early April. They had the doors open before it was all painted like that, and there was work happening in there. That's the only thing I could think of. If it is something quick, and Universal Coasters is over here saying, do you know something we don't know, Coasters? So, could summer event, I've been asking that question hard. I've been asking it hard. What is the summer event coming to Hollywood? Nobody knows. I said it was How to Train Your Dragon because it just lines up with the movie release so close. But maybe it's freaking Jurassic World Rebirth experience coming to Hollywood summer event. I don't freaking know, man. Universal has so much stuff happening right now. It's wild. They have Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth, How to Train Your Dragon. What other? Let me see. Let me bring up a list. What other movies are they? Universal. Is it Universal Films? Movies in 2025. Let me see. So what do we got? Jurassic World Rebirth, Five Nights at Freddy 2, Black Phone 2, Him. What the heck is Him? How to Train Your Dragon, The Bad Guys 2, Nobody 2, Wicked. Oh my! I keep forgetting Wicked's this year. Love Hurts. I think that one's out now. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. What the heck? I didn't even know that was a thing. Black Bag, Begonia, Golden, Michael. They got a Michael movie. Wolfman, that one already came out. And Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. Wow. Maybe there's more movies than this, but dude, look at this 2025, dude. Just Jurassic World Rebirth. I feel like that movie pays for all these movies right here. All the budgets. That one movie is literally going to pay all these movies. But yeah, Wicked. Megan seems like it has hype. We are eating so good for Universal fans. Imagine we get a Beijing level Indominus animatronic. Dream come true. We have a Shrek movie? There's a Shrek movie this year? What? Shrek 5 debut? I'm seeing Shrek comes out next year. No, just speculating, but it makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, Dino Paddock. I feel like Dino Paddock is probably... That could be the new experience for the studio tour. It just, for me, it would make sense because they could already be working on it, What's up, Slimer? Whatever it is, it'll be synergistic with 2025 movie releases. Yeah, it lines up. Dino Paddock, Jurassic World Rebirth movie debut, summer event, Jurassic World. Oh my gosh. Dirty, dude. Dirty. I'm just reading. Universal calling out Disney. Disney responds by releasing location of Avatar Coco at the bare minimum. I keep hearing they're gonna release that stuff. Maybe around the 70th, or maybe they wait till that D23. The destination D23 in Orlando, which is in August. It's like another D23 event. Oh man, it's just wild. I think Chemo Dog just tagged me. Let me go to that thing you tagged me in, Chemo Dog, because we haven't mentioned that. We kind of like talked about it a little bit. Where is it? This one. I think if like Universal really wanted to hit the fans, they want to. I think Universal, one of the biggest home runs that could be hit for the studio tour would be this right here. I don't even know who made this artwork. I've seen it so many times, but could Supercharge be rethemed to this Back to the Future? I don't know what kind of route they could go. At this point in time, it is a great time if all the cast wanted to be like part of the project. You know, they're all still alive. You know, because we're going on what it was 40 years. Like this is we're getting up there in age with all these things. But it'd be so cool to see the original cast be part of if this ever happened. That would just be insane. I'm still hopeful that the Back to the Future cast comes to FanFest. Like I think there's like a 2% possibility, but I sure hope so. Imagine somehow like I don't know how they would do it. It would be too crazy to have fans and then the cast of Back to the Future all there. But it would be a cool surprise if it somehow happened. You know, maybe like the first writers that go to Hill Valley, like in FanFest, like the first tram that goes down there. Maybe the cast will be there. I don't know. I'm just being so hopeful. Oh man. Let me see. What are you guys all saying? I really think it's going to be Wicked. I may be biased since I'm a fan of the movie, but I feel like we're getting Wicked. Yeah, dude, it really seems like Universal is in love with Wicked. Like, and they got the second movie coming out, for sure going to be successful. Like, everybody wants it. I'm so excited as a Universal fan for the future of Hollywood. Glad I've been a Universal Hollywood and Orlando more often over the years. Mostly Hollywood visits, but still excited nonetheless. Doc Brown reveals the tram tour is a time machine. If they wanted something by the 40th in summer, they could realistically do it. Yeah, that's another thing. The summer event could honestly be Back to the Future. It's the 40th. Yeah, I couldn't guess what it is. If Universal announces Back to the Future ride, Disney will go on life support. I don't know how, like, oh, man, we're just eating so damn good. It's just insane. It's just insane, man. Yeah, we haven't talked about it. All right, so it's very clear that Universal, the company, and its creative, they're dropping billions of dollars. Epic Universe, Unleashed, Frisco, Fast and Furious, whatever the hell's coming to Hollywood, possibly with Supercharge closing. I want to ask everybody in the chat, say Disneyland, say like we do get a Diagon Alley or Ministry of Magic comes this way, or somehow Wicked comes this way, Wicked Land, Wicked Attraction, Wicked Broadway show for all we know. Is Avatar, Avenger Campus, Coco Ride, is that enough on Disney's end where they're just like, we don't care what's happening in Hollywood? Is Disneyland just too untouchable? Because they are in the untouchable rate right now. Disneyland, they ain't scared of nothing. I feel like personally Disneyland is not scared of anything. I think the hotels coming, that is very scary for Disneyland, because then it's like, damn, they got people staying there 5 days, people doing 7-day trips at Hollywood. What? I feel like the hotels are more of like, okay, this is getting kind of, you know, like the battle is starting. What do you guys think? Does Disneyland even care about all this stuff happening in Hollywood? I want to hear from you guys on that. Watch it be wicked for the release of Wicked for Good. It could be. Could be. I think only way Disney can come back from all this drop, all of this is drop reservations. Give us a show at the Hyperion. I know, man. I want more entertainment. When it comes down to Disneyland, even Universal, I want more entertainment. More entertainment at all these parks. Now it's good time to get a Universal Pass right now before prices start going up. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Prices are for sure they're going up. The closer we get to Hollywood Drift, the prices are going up. There's no way that they stay flat. Like, they're going up. Disney is Disney. Disneyland is packed right now. I don't think they care. Until people stop going, they have no reason to care what Universal Hollywood does. Avenger Campus is depressing. But Avatar looks promising. Man, every time I bring up Avenger Campus, I'm excited for Avenger Campus. I'm excited. But I feel like the sentiment, everybody's like checked out on Avenger Campus expansion. Like, if the real sentiment is that people are checked out on Marvel, like, is Disney hoping the kids fall in love with Infinity Defense or the Tony Stark ride, whatever the hell that's going to be called? Are kids into Marvel? I don't know. Maybe they are. I have no idea. Talk about Marvel. What is it? Captain America, Brave New World. Brave New World. Box office. Week 2. So a big topic of conversation right now with Marvel was this one right here. We're talking about week 2, 28.3 million. While Captain America Brave New World was number 1 still at the box office this weekend with 28.3 mil, that represents 68% drop from the previous weekend, which as of right now is the third biggest drop behind 2 MCU disappointments. Though Brave New World's early haul has already completely surpassed one of them. So we have a struggling movie right here. It's kind of weird because, like, what's competing with Brave New World right now? Paddington? The Monkey? I think Companion is still out. There's nothing in the theater to warrant such a big drop. 68%. All that says to me, people are not rewatching this movie. Brave New World is not a movie to rewatch, at least by the masses. I watched it. I thought it was whatever. It's not terrible or nothing, but it's just forgettable. And the way everything's being tied in that movie, you're like, dude, we're drawing from like 20 years ago. We're drawing from the Disney Plus shows. And to make it all make sense while you're watching the movie, you're kind of like, you got a lot of homework to do to understand in the moment while you're watching the movie to make sense. I thought it was whatever. I thought it was cool. It's not worth the investment at the end of the movie. You're just like, this is how we ended it? Sure. I don't know. I'm not going to go too deep into Brave New World. It was mid. I think that's the right word. 2 hotels are definitely making it seem lots is to come to Hollywood. Fantasy Springs, Lion King, Aladdin, Frozen. A Fantasy Springs coming to Disneyland would just be bonkers. We need another parking structure at that point. Remember, Disney has the project out in Palm Springs. Yeah, the project in Palm Springs is just like a rich people thing. And I think it's for older crowd, like 55 and older kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Palm Springs is to me like it doesn't even exist. It's not something I'm gonna go out of my way to go do. Maybe if it gets good reviews at some point I'll go. But yeah, that's gonna be a very expensive thing. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm interpreting it. What's up, Jared? Sad thing is, Disneyland knows they're untouchable. They could not build something for 10 years and they'll still be number one in Southern California. That's what I was saying earlier. Disneyland's untouchable. Walt Disney World's touchable. They are touchable over there. Disneyland untouchable. Disneyland and SoCal. It's just too ingrained in habit. The habits and the culture and dude, the way people love Disneyland here in California is just so strong, so super duper strong. I just feel like the sentiment in Walt Disney World is where it could be changing a lot, especially like locals over there. They're like, we're all going to Epic. Frozen is the one IP that Disney could easily drop, and people would go, yeah, Frozen would go so hard. I've talked about Frozen coming to Disneyland many times. They should. I don't know why they haven't. They really should. Let me see. I'm pretty excited for Avenger Ride. It's just so far away. Hard to get hyped. I know. But they haven't even started construction in reality. Avenger Campus needs Miles Morales, Hulk, Green Goblin, more show. I totally agree. Yeah, Miles Morales. Oh, I keep saying it. Cosmic Rewind, Miles Morales ride across the Spider-Verse. You're just going into different universes of Spider-Man. Oh, it would be so good. It'd be so good. Imagine one room while you're on the Cosmic Rewind ride and there's just like 1,000 Spider-Man figures. Some are animatronic. Oh my gosh. It would just be ridiculous. It'd be so good. That big black eye channel, what's up, man? Brave New World was more Hulk 2 than Captain America. I totally agree. It was good, but not great, in my opinion. Yeah, Captain America was just a movie of like, okay, moving on with, like, 10 minutes later, bloop, just forgotten. Just completely forgotten. Palm Springs project isn't really for theme park fans. It's for rich people. Yep, that's literally exactly what I was saying. I think they will have day experiences, but it might not be like an all year thing, like, because people are living there. I look at it as a community, like a living thing. Avenger Campus needs Deadpool taco truck, Wolverine bar. I would open those immediately. Oh man. In closing, I am ecstatic that Supercharge is closing. I'm not sad one bit that it's closing. I think the key's already in the door. Universal just unlocked the key, the lock, unlocked it. And if they could just announce a hotel, they're about to just kick through that door so hard. I have a feeling, this is just me being speculative. I have a feeling this is expansion. I don't think this is retheme. I think it's expansion. Why wouldn't they expand? It is sad to lose Falls Lake because it is like part of the studio tour. They use it for movies. It's a studio thing. But I think in this case, it's the what we're getting back for a theme park. It just outweighs tremendous amounts of just looking at the blue screen or it being used, making whatever budgets throughout the year that people or like movies use it for. I think having theme park space really, it's like, do we want $1 billion every year or whatever the movies that use that area throughout the year every now and then? we want the theme park space. Not even that. If Hollywood does expand, the amount of jobs that are being created, it's unreal. Like we're getting new lands, new rides, hundreds, if not thousands, of new jobs. So it's just going to be a really good thing for Hollywood and just the company as a whole, man. Yeah, dude, Universal. I can't wait to take this journey. As you know, I'm a content creator that covers Universal, so this is a very big deal to me. The potential is. I know I use this word and I really mean it. It's not an understatement. It's like unimaginable. How hard is Universal trying to go? Like when I look at Epic Universe, I'm like, that's the same people that could possibly come this way and do stuff in Hollywood. Like unimaginable. I don't know where they're going to take it. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. And the last statement I'll say about Universal, we had the guy at the top, Woodbury, Mark Woodbury, literally saying, we want people to think of Universal first before they even think of Disneyland or Disney World. We want them to think of us. So they've already put it out in the air or out in the open that like they're trying to compete on all levels. Universal is going for it, man. Most main movie productions don't even use the uni lot anymore. So their best opportunity for long-term money in theme park expansion. I think most of the sound stages on the lower lot will go away. Dirty, dude. It's just dirty, man. Dirty. I love it, Jared. All right. That is the end of that conversation. My gosh.